What did Kieran think of One Battle After Another?
Oh, Kieran was like, so here's the thing with that movie is that he's never been to an IMAX and he's lived in Victoria his whole life, which is just really annoying to me. As someone who lives in Tasmania, obviously. But then also he kept complaining it wasn't Demon Slayer, and I kept having to reiterate that movie was no longer showing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really
That's a pretty shitty criticism to say one movie is not another movie.
You know. But then we watch. Well, hold on. The funny thing about the whole IMAX thing is, so we get to the cinema, and what became a running joke because this was on Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday. It was like either the first or second day after he got there. We went and watched the movie. It must have been Tuesday, I think. We get there, and I got the time wrong, so we got there about 45 minutes to an hour early. I read the thing. So then that,
right. That's
so now I was like, I would rather read it wrong and get there early than late, right? But this became a running joke where apparently I don't know how to read times and emails, and I kept trying to justify it by saying I was reading a lot of times and emails planning said week, and
I would have blamed it on daylight savings, which is the worst thing invented. You know, everything moved forward an hour.
Yeah, well, that could have been it. So we sat in there for like a while, obviously just doing that. And then after all my like trying to explain, because he didn't even really know what IMAX was, I guess. I was trying to explain, massive screen and all this stuff. But yeah. I think he didn't get that. But I did get the funniest reaction of we walk into the room and literally as he sees the screen, I just hear him next to me go, "Fucking hell." So I was like, well, that was sort of worth it because I don't think
that was the action you were after.
Well, yeah, it's just that thing. I'm like, I could tell the whole time. I kept being like, oh, I'm actually on a massive screen. I was trying to tell him that Melbourne has the biggest IMAX screen in the world. All these things that you could tell. Like,
trying to prepare him, but
he's like, yeah. He's like, no,
I've got a big 100-inch TV in my house. I'm good.
He's probably okay. Yeah. So then just oh, fucking hell. Yeah. That was good. Yeah, I mean, I think him watching One Battle After Another was like he didn't have to. I got the feeling he was like, that was okay, but like, I'm like, how? Like he's trying to talk it after. I'm like, man, have you watched it finally yet or what?
I have not have
no, and that's fine. But like I'm talking about how this scene at the end I love so much, and then like how the reason I really was looking forward to watching it on IMAX is just because it's shot so well, and like this fantastic car chase scene, and it's even fucking better on IMAX than it was watching it on a normal screen, and talking about how great all the performances were and the characters, and then he just starts making memes and jokes, and I'm just like, fuck you, Kieran. No appreciation for cinema.
No.
So no, he definitely wasn't like
that was terrible.
Like that was shit. But I could tell he was just like, that was a movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Marvel movie he watched, so there's at least points for that. I had to wake him up, I think 3 or 4 times in the first hour. And
you lasted longer than it did in The Apprentice last year, so.
Yeah, but because there was only like 10 people in there, 10, 15 people behind us, I felt. And he's a loud snorer. And we've talked about this, right? I refuse to let him
go to sleep.
Especially considering he just had an hour to have a nap in the fucking auditorium beforehand. And as soon as the lights go out, we're 5 minutes into the movie. The first time he laughs, I think the third time I gave him a real fucking shove, and I get an angry response of, I wasn't fucking sleeping. And I was like, you fucking were, or else I wouldn't have done it. So I can't remember what else we did that didn't talk about. We played. Oh, we did. What the fuck? The VR thing.
Oh yeah, zero latency.
Zero latency.
Shout out to Luke
which
over it.
yeah. So but I sent off an email and said, "Can you organize some free tickets for us?" Like, friends are good places is the answer to that question. So we did that. Fun. The funniest part for me was Kieran got annoyed because I set up and I booked a horror one, obviously.
Yeah. Well, it was October, so there's horror themes. That's the latest thing, the newest experience. So you had to check the newest experience, right?
Correct. So we did the first one we did this that was the Space Marine one, like one of the key ones or whatever. And that was I still want to knock out like some sort of article about experience with it, but it was good. It was fun. It's like being able to run around in VR is like obviously a lot different to doing in your home place. But the funniest thing about that one was there was a guy there. So there was a guy and his girlfriend, I'm assuming, and he done it a million times. He knew the level layouts. He was telling us as we're playing, like, look out for this. He's going for the high score, right? From the get-go, gathered, this dude's here for the high score. The other two had never done it like us. However, I also feel like either A, they don't ever play video games, or B, have never done VR before because they were constantly very confused like about like just the concept of how their arms and legs work. But that was fun. Like, you got to run around as a boss fight at the end, and like you literally had to like, you're shooting it, and this boss would like charge at you. But instead of pressing a button, you're like, fuck, I actually have to run across the room to get out of the way of this thing hit me. But yeah, then we do the horror thing, and the funniest thing for that they didn't have the guns for the horror thing. It was just you put the headsets on and you had to walk around, and it was like a spooky experience thing. But it would put these two characters in like the house you enter, and then you get like split up. Of course, the first person walks through a door, and like the door slams shut. So then you're split up. So then we're having to explore this house differently. Now, the area they play in, I don't know how big it is. It's not massive, but like obviously, let's say I'm on one side of this area in my room, and he's on the other side in his room. The funniest part to me was at some point while I'm creepily just sneaking around my area being like, that's fucking spooky, don't like that, whatever. All I hear for a split second, even though I shouldn't be able to hear it because we're in a house. But I got headphones on and everything. I hear through the headphones and everything is just... So... That was fun. That was a good time. So, but that was it was a spooky experience. You'd like walk into a room and I'd be like, "Nah, bitch, get the fuck out of me." The other funny thing is the dude's job, who's running it, is literally like once you start the experience, he just sits there on a computer and like make sure
watches
everything goes right.
Make sure nobody bumps into each other.
Yeah, pretty much. I think but like he had to watch. And I'm sure he would watch numerous people over the time it's on, but he just has to watch these people bumble around in the room going, ah! Like, I was like, what a job. Yeah, what the fuck else did we do? I don't know. We talked a little bit about the Game Awards, Australian Game Developer Award show. The funniest part about was that Kieran was just shocked at how many drinks I can drink and how fast I think I will ingest alcohol if
it's an open bar, right?
Yeah. It's every year. It's just, and like I'm just right. And at one stage, he goes, "You disappeared for like 15 minutes, and you come back really drunk." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I stopped for like 3 drinks and had a chat to someone along the way." He's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "I don't know them. I was just talking to them. There's alcohol there." And they come back, and then this is, but I'm like, just gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So and then not buying the tickets for which we did talk about on Arcade Couch briefly, but yeah, not buying the tickets for Fortress, which again we have agreed I was like, I don't feel like that's my fault, but also not your fault or like.
But you could also understand why we would have.
Yeah. Like as soon as I was talking about it, I'm like, I get it. However, I do feel like this is a really good example of how terrible 3 people just communicate. like just the thing. But that was funny because it wasn't like he brought it up to double check the night before, on a tram on the way there. I mean, we've walked. They've got like the red carpet out, on the way into the event, right? And we've just entered that, and he goes, "So you got my ticket, right?" Oh, your fucking ticket. So it wasn't even like close to it was literally right before we had to enter Fortress.
I would also point out, like, you've been hard on your I don't want to pay for anything trip. So I also just assume maybe you just got to hook up with tickets.
No, I don't have a Fortress contact. Fortress ain't going to give. I highly doubt they're going to give tickets to media. They gave it to content creators, I saw, to cover it and do promotions. But that's a different story. I think. Like, what the fuck?
You've got pull. Surprising.
Yeah, maybe I need to. Maybe I do now. I'll be like, hey, the guy who was there by himself all fucking night and got wasted. Yeah. Anyway, can I have free shit? I'm not sure if that's the equivalent, but yeah, I said to Kieran at the time, I was like, well, the ticket was like nearly $50. So I'm like, I'm going in to at least have, because you get like a drink token, or you know what I mean, like as part of the thing. So I was like, I'm going in to at least have this drink and then reevaluate from there, so you can work out. And I remember just like going in, and by the time he messaged and said like, I can't figure out a ticket, I was like, oh, I'll have one more drink, and then I just stayed until they closed.
Yeah. Why not?
So that was that.
Was it cyberpunky? And what was the Afterpay tie-in?
Afterpay, I believe, was simply just this. No, they just sponsored it, right? So they put money. They've paid for something to have their name as part of the thing. They're just the sponsor. There was no Afterpay. Like, I did not see the word.
There was competitions, or if you special discounts or something.
There was a fucking if you watch any of the content creator video promotions that come out after the fact, which I will again note, similar to how it really shits me off, and I know you've talked about it. Content creators invited to movie premiere, take a bunch of photos on the red carpet, fuck off, right? Do video. I was there. Thanks. Check out the movie. I will note, not all. I'm not putting a generic all on it.
A blanket statement, yeah.
I'm not putting a blanket statement. I will note that I've seen one, so it's a very, but I have seen one that I know for sure, without doubt in my mind, they were there for less than half an hour, filmed what they needed to, which again, technically, it's fine. They got asked, I'm sure Fortress said, can you promote our event? We'll let you in for free. They came in for half an hour. They filmed their fucking Instagram reel or whatever. They uploaded, they did what they did and then left. But it is that thing of like, it's just like in the world of, I don't know, it's misinformation. It's just like the thing is like, because the videos are all like Fortress chucked up this great, like everyone I've seen says the same sort of thing of like, it was such a great night, blah blah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm like, you were there for like half an hour.
Yeah. How would you know?
But hold on, my fucking headphones are going flat. The thing they kept in these videos going to was they had a door off to the side, and everyone's lining up to go through these doors to where they had these secret vending machine things that were giving everyone their like cyberpunk glasses and shit like that. But it was always massive. Like, and I think you get a shirt and everything in there, like exclusive for the event, like design and all that. Cool idea. But every time I looked, I'm like, I'm not fucking lining up for that.
I'm too busy drinking and dancing.
Yeah, I'm too busy drinking and dancing. But by the time I could, like, it died off enough, of course, like they were out and they didn't have it running anymore. But I remember I looked over at one point and there was, I swear, like probably between 30 to 40 people, I'd guess, like in this line to get this stuff. And then, I don't know. So in there, was there a bunch of Afterpay worded stuff? Maybe. I don't know. But in the actual Fortress area, no, I didn't see the word Afterpay. So, What else did we do? We didn't go up the co-op drinks for this year to add to the list of.
Really?
No, because I'll say like so Saturday we walk into Friday. We usually do obviously Fridays usually every single year co-op drinks, fucking drinks at wherever the fuck
that place.
That place, yeah. But we walk in. I remember we walk in there, do a lap, right? Place is packed, shockingly, on PAX Friday. Shockingly packed, right? Walk around, do a lap. We spot, I think, 3-4 people at the back, all huddled around one table. No free table around them at all. Like they've claimed one table, and everywhere else is packed. And I think I just said to Kieran, I'm like, I'm fucking hungry, man. I want to eat. Like, I don't want to like.
And the table frees up, yeah.
He agreed. So we left. We went to different other place, and then we just never went back. But it was that whole thing of like, so it was the first year of never going there. But it was just, I'm like, why the fuck are we? I know it's crazy what happens when you don't book a place. Oh my God.
Not to name names.
Not to, yeah. If you just free ball and booking stuff over here. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Is there anything else we did? I don't think so. I think that's the whole. I mean, obviously, PAX is PAX, but
yeah,
PAX. I mean, I'll say this: that we it was a weird PAX with only just me and Kieran.
Yeah,
the least amount of people in our inner circle we've ever had. You know, at an event, just 2 of us going around. Obviously, years prior, there's usually a larger amount. I would say minimum of 4.
Yes.
Usually is the minimum. So that was weird. That was weird. But it was also that thing of like, we sort of hinted at it and talked about it on that episode of Arcade Couch we recorded it in the hotel room. But like, I could tell like Kieran was like he if there was nothing there for him, like, you know. So there was a lot of like, I just like, especially Sunday, we recorded. Well, I fucking woke up with obviously a huge hangover after getting back to the hotel room at 3:30 in the fucking morning. So then deal with that. Go record our interview of the Jackbox dudes at 12, and then I didn't see him after that, which we finished at like, let's say 12:30. Like, I didn't see him again until at the hotel room at like 6 o'clock. He didn't even. I never was in the convention hall with him on Sunday. So really, again, adding to the list of oddities that this PAX was, Sunday PAX, I was alone the entire day. Pretty like I know he was there. We were in the the Jackbox areas. That's where we met up, obviously. But I mean, like the actual convention hall, he never entered it with me, so I never saw him the entire day in the convention hall. So it was a weird PAX, you know. And I kept joking to Kieran because I'm like, obviously after having a weird PAX last year, and I was like coming to this year, like, let's fucking go. Like, this year back to normality. And I was like, it's another weird year. Yeah. I mean, again, how deep you want to go on your side of things, but how FOMOs, like what's
I mean, definitely. I mean, the fact that I kind of like almost last minute was going, it says a lot. Yeah. So I guess headline, I was in the hospital for over a week.
Because I'll clarify, everyone who asked me, because I don't want to speak to you, or like a couple people were like, "Where's Ash?" I just kept saying, "Oh, he's sick."
Yeah,
because I'm like, I don't want to.
No, so I guess easy place to start off with. Obviously, I had that cough for a long time, right?
Yeah, which I would make fun of you for a very long time.
My parents like, no, you need to finally get this checked out. So there was one night where I had a little bit of shortness of breath, as well as, which in hindsight, I'm like, is it anxiety from them constantly freaking about this cough and like it being more serious? So we're trying to go to a doctor's at like 7 o'clock at night. No luck anywhere. So we end up at an emergency room, going, "Hey, I've had shortness of breath. We've been recommended to come here." So you just give them all information and wait for a doctor nurse to come around. They take my blood pressure, and they're quite concerned about how high it is. At this point, this is a Wednesday, right? No, this was a Tuesday night.
No, this was a Monday. It started because
No. This is a Tuesday night.
We were supposed to record. We were supposed to record.
No. The story starts the Tuesday before.
Oh, okay, right.
So I end up staying in the emergency room till like 2:00 in the morning. They finally do some blood tests. I'm like, well, it's going to take another 2 hours for us to get the blood test results to come back. It's like you can either stay here or go home. So at 2:00, I'm like, I want to go home. We don't follow up with the GP till Monday.
That explains.
That explains it. So because I'm feeling fine. Other than this cough, I'm feeling totally fine. Of like I have however long,
I mean, he had that cough for like, I was saying to Kieran, I'm like, I feel like he's had that cough for 2 to 3 months.
Yes, forever almost.
Yeah.
So see the GP. The GP is also very concerned about the high blood pressure more than the cough at all. So she is like, because I don't really go see the GP for any reason other than flu shot. They don't have like a history of like measurements, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she said, listen, you've got private health insurance. I'm going to give you a little recommendation. Go to the hospital emergency room and they can go run a bunch of tests and stuff to see how you're going to go.
So about this point is when you start like, I might be late for what do you want to watch? What do you want to watch recording?
Yeah, I might be a bit late. Because I think it's just, it's just going to be normal stuff. Like, here's a thing or better. So yeah, we go to the hospital. I end up, the emergency doctor seemed very nonchalant about the high blood pressure at first. It's like, oh yeah.
Like that's normal for everyone that comes in.
No, he's like, I don't think, I think you're worried. What? Okay, so normal blood pressure is 120/80, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hypertension starts from 140 to 90.
Mm-hmm.
My blood pressure was almost double what a normal blood pressure should be. Admittedly, but the first emergency doctor was like, we only really get concerned where they're like 300 over 150 or whatever. He's like, you're not too bad. It was
you got room to breathe.
Yeah. That's why I'm really concerned. I'm like, okay, yeah. So, maybe I'll be home sometime soon. No. Then he comes back like an hour later and is like, no, but re-looking at your numbers, I'm concerned about, how high your blood pressure is. So we're going to admit you and run some more tests and stuff. So I get admitted into the hospital at like 1:00 because they have to bring your blood pressure down to a certain degree before they can admit you in the ward. So I'm just sitting in this emergency room. It's fine. With like getting regular tablets and patches and getting my blood pressure taken regularly. I don't know if have you had I assume you have blood pressure taken at some point in your life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the idea behind it is the cuff inflates until it stops the veins from like moving the blood, so it can test how quickly it comes back out. So because my blood pressure is so high, it has to inflate a lot. So it's literally like destroying my arms. Like my arms are all bruised up by the end of the day because of how many blood pressure tests I'm taking. Yeah. Then the next few days is just tests, taking a lot of blood tests and waiting around. Being in a hospital.
Every time I message you, you're like, yeah, might get out next day. Just bored. Might get out soon. Just bored. And I'm thinking, this motherfucker had to wait till the week before PAX to go look into this.
I mean, the thing is, the doctor, but well, at least my doctor would come in like 7 o'clock in the morning, give me an update, say, oh, these maybe some tests we're going to run today. And
Fully with hope.
And then I would not see him until 7 o'clock the next day. So, I mean, some other specialists just come through and like gives some other things. I mean, the most concerning of things were like when they would actually give you information about what it could possibly be. Because then they leave the room, and what are you going to do? You're going to go straight to your phone, start googling it. It's like it's a possibility your adrenal glands are like causing going off intermittently. So look up what that means and what the if that's the case, what remedies there are. It's like surgically removing your adrenal glands and then permanently being on medication to give the proper amount. And like another. That was fine. It wasn't that. And then the next day, there's like, apparently I've got some sort of cyst in my kidneys. He's like, oh, yeah, we're just going to make sure this isn't some super rare disease. But, you've got 2 kidneys. So, I mean, if we have to get rid of that one, it's fine. So those were a couple of concerning days, where you're in your head a little bit too much. And, maybe Dr. Google is not super helpful.
Dr. Google is never helpful. That's the
I finally kind of got the okay to go home the day before. Well, Thursday at PAX.
Yeah.
Oh, but I got the okay on Wednesday to leave on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, I'm going. The FOMO. I just really want to be out of the hospital in general, but also, this is the one time a year we get to see each other and that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I'll rearrange these flights. I know it's like I would have to go from point A to point B and then drive straight to the hospital. And then also it would have to be, because I guess all flights straight from Brisbane to Melbourne are all booked out by this point. I would have to get a flight to Sydney and then to Melbourne.
It's not the first time I've done that, so.
You're committed to the bit, But then I woke up Thursday morning, I'm like, still, the irony of all of this, I still had that cough the entire time. And I was coughing and feeling like shit on Thursday. So I just, and the doctor said, this could be concerned about potential side effects of the medication, that kind of stuff. And like, I had to pull the ripcord, I guess, pull the Band-Aid and commit to not going, which was rough, But yeah, I mean, at least I'm out. Obviously, it's only the start of this, this journey. I've got a bunch of other doctors' stuff to take care of, and obviously, they have to make some lifestyle changes, like not eating a bunch of McDonald's on the way to and from work and that kind of stuff. So, actually eating meals with nutrients and that kind of stuff.
What the hell?
I know, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, put it in perspective, lucky we caught it at this point, and like because it was I was completely asymptomatic. Like everybody who came in, all the nurses and that kind of stuff is like, oh, have you got headache? Have you got pain? And all that stuff. Like, no,
just this fucking cough.
Yeah, which apparently the medication I'm on, ironically, also side effect is dry cough. So okay. I may still
just cough for a little,
have
cough
that
for
going
rest
forward.
I started smoking.
Yeah, at least then I'll have a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably also good that I didn't go to Melbourne because I was fucking exhausted the following days after. Because it turns out, like, not doing anything for like several days and like just sitting or lying in a bed, you lose a lot of stamina.
But it's a mentally draining part too. So
yeah, also that. So just the being alone and like just in that. The first week I was in there, like I was in a room with another patient next to me who admittedly was dealing with needed to be in that hospital much more than I felt like I needed to be in that hospital. Like, he's like, I've got like a neck pain, I'm struggling to move my head and that kind of stuff. I'm like, I feel fine. I feel really bad because obviously when they push you around to take tests and scans and that kind of stuff, they put you in a wheelchair. Like, I could probably walk from that point to this point, but I guess want to avoid any risks of falls or anything. So, yeah, I mean, interesting experience. I don't want to do it again anytime soon. And the icing on the cake.
Mm.
I don't know if you've noticed, Dylan.
Yeah, you're in the
new location.
New location, yeah.
Should we move during this period of time? So also having some time to help out with some of that rather than my dad having to move everything himself was probably good, but also I just don't have the same strength that I had before, so it's been a struggle. Like I come back from like moving a couple of trailer loads of stuff and like go to bed for like 3 hours, so but yeah, I'm on the healing, back to work, working full days and that kind of stuff. So yes,
wild times.
I mean, it could have been worse. Imagine I had some sort of issue when we were at PAX,
Yeah. You would have ruined it for us, I
would have ruined the experience. So it all worked out for the best. It just means we have to go harder in 2026.
Yeah. I already kept every time Kieran would say something about drinking, I'd be like, yeah, I'm drinking double for Ash. So,
Oh, at what point did you tell Kieran?
5 minutes after he got to the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why he messaged you straight away. Yeah.
Because you're probably the only person outside my family that I'd let know. Oh, outside of maybe working people at work as well. Because obviously I was away. So, yeah, sorry, Kieran. You're out of the loop. I thought it wasn't as serious as it was. Anybody else, I guess, who felt like I should have told them who's listening to this.
I think my words to Kieran was, I go, you wouldn't know about Ash, would you? And he goes, no, what? I go, if I said Ash has been in the hospital all week and he probably hasn't told anything because it's fucking Ashley Hobley, would that surprise you? And Kieran's like, oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah. And then he was I saw him grab his phone straight away and I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. But the other funny thing was, because we booked a hotel for 3 people.
Yeah.
And then we got, when I got there, they upgraded my room because of the core membership thing.
Okay.
So then we got like a really massive, like fucking basically an apartment. And so there was 2 beds near the entrance to the place. And that's where Kieran ended up sleeping. And then you would walk through, there's like a little kitchenette, like whatever, and then walk through the lounge room, and then my bed's on the other side. So, but again, really weird 2 people, but also we end up with this. Kieran's like, this is the largest fucking hotel room we've ever stayed at PAX, and it's just the 2 of us. And then I was like, yeah, this is what happens when you let Daddy Dylan book your hotel, not fucking Ashley Hobley.
Yeah. It's fair. Just squeeze into the shower.
Yeah, not in the shower. Fuck no. What is your setup? Because you've got a couch behind you.
Yeah, so I'm in like a media room, I guess. So
you setting up your whole stuff in that room?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. No one ever, is it just, if you're going to record in the old time, is anyone else ever going to want to use it? Or is it just like...
Probably, but not while I'm in here.
Okay, right, yeah.
That's the idea.
How about, what's your bedroom like then?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Bigger?
It feels bigger. Well, probably because I don't have this in there,
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
And how many more boxes you got left to
open?
Yeah.
Lots.
Yeah.
The garage is just full of boxes. So, so, because the other irony, my 2 brothers are currently...
Yeah, they went to fucking...
They went to Japan.
Thailand? Japan. There we go.
So they fucked off. Just timing-wise, how everything worked out.
Yeah, your parents must have been like these. We have 2 children who have fucked off to Japan. We have another one who's decided to go spend a week in the hospital. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Any excuse, you know?
Literally any excuse. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild. Yeah, I guess let's record our
Also,
yeah.
Both my teams won.
Oh, that's true. Yes. This is a good point. Both your teams
I watched the NRL grand final in the hospital on my tablet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There was at some point I made a joke about that. I can't remember what it was. Me and Karen were walking through somewhere and I saw something and I made some joke about you having to celebrate it from the hospital. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw something to do with NRL somewhere. So yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah.